times when we could pass it a little bit better, a little bit, more on time, play with each other, and maybe get even better looks. But, we'll look at the film, and there's always in an NBA game a handful of possessions where you're in mud, and, the defense is really good or your execution is poor or both, and you get some bad shots. But, right now, I would say I feel like the looks we're getting, more of them are good, and we're just not knocking them down.
Coach, going back to defense and the 17 steals, I know in your system you're not necessarily encouraging guys to go for steals and stuff like that, but how much do you think the activity just led to them? Or did you see something different? What did you see there?
It's impossible, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, I think Jevon, he stands out to me as a guy that's, creating a lot of turnovers, a lot of steals. And I think, he's a guy that's kind of a little bit contagious. We talk about Bobby being contagious and, guys feeding off him. Jrue's got a knack. So again, I think as long as we're being solid is probably most important, but, that can be a way that you can be really, help your defense and, help your, take some pressure off of, other parts of your defense. So, there's some great activity. Again, Jevon really stands out to me, but Giannis, I see Giannis with 5 too. So, those guys are, really good.
You guys matched the best start in franchise history like you did a couple years ago. Why do you think you guys are clicking well so early, even missing a couple key guys?
We got some really good players. The roster that John Horst put together is deep and diverse. And, obviously I think Giannis and Brooke continue to be kind of those guys that anchor us on both ends. And, we got some size and physicality and athleticism, on the front line. And, feels like Jrue's really found a good rhythm here. And different guys stepping up, Jordan off the bench, Wes off the bench, Marjan's been getting a little opportunity, Bobby's he's like a starter, so, and George, I think we've gotten good, so it's just been a good mix. The guys are playing well. I think at the end of the day, it probably, starts with us being good defensively, and we just got to continue to build on that.
Hey, Coach, tonight marked Giannis's sixth straight game of at least 30 points, which ties a career high for him in that category. I know it's as simple as Giannis being Giannis, but what do you attribute his strong start to the most?
He's just playing with a good feel. I think I like the unselfishness that he's playing with, the way he's getting to dribble handoff actions and playing with his teammates and kind of letting the game come to him, let the ball move and then getting it on a second or third, kind of reversal and then attacking. And, he's mixing in some jump shots, the fadeaway on the baseline, the pull up, face up. I like the threes he's getting, and, I think he's going to make those. So he's just, it feels like he's playing a lot of different places and playing with just a good rhythm and really an unselfish heart. And, it's coming back to him. Good things are happening.
Just with Jordan, I know you mentioned kind of enjoying what he's been doing early in the season. What do you think he's kind of unlocked in finding that not trying to do too much, just making the right play? Defensively, he's been in a bunch of passing lanes. Just kind of what is there something that you attribute to or something that you've seen him kind of unlock this early part of the season?
I mean, it's, we talk to young players a lot and really all of our players. I just see such a focus and such an effort defensively that I think offense then suddenly just comes to you because you're not thinking about as much. You're not trying to do too much. You're not putting your whole impact on the game, is not just that end of the court. I just see a great focus and a great effort defensively, and he just letting the game come to him in a good way on the other end of the court.
When Jevon picks up a guy full court and gets into the dribbler, how much is that a call on the sideline or just his personal choice?
No, it's pretty much who he is. I mean, we certainly encourage it or green light it. I mean, I actually have flashbacks to him at West Virginia doing it. And, I think he's done it at every team he's been with in the league. It's just, it's one of his calling cards. He's got a knack. He's great at it. And I bet not very many guards like it. And so we'll ask him to continue to do it. All right. Thank you.
Seven 7-0 start. How are you feeling? Yeah, it's not bad. I'm excited. This might be the best start for me in my career. So I feel like we've played well, and we've also not shot the ball well, and still won some games. So just excited to be out there playing.
Everybody seems to get along so well, and I would say you're all fans of each other. If you had to start a fan club for one teammate right now, who would it be for and why?
Dang. It's a hard one. It's either JC or Mamu. I think you already know my love for Mamu, but JC, just getting to know him more, similar type of personality where he's probably even more of a dog than I am. I really let it see that he liked to talk and bark a little bit, and he gets after it every time he gets on the court. So I'd say JC.
Jrue, 2 games going against Cade. Just what did you see from him, and just what impressed you about his game?
Really smooth player. Has really gotten to his mid-range bag a little more this year. Improved on his jump shot as well as to 3. But I think this year is a big step for him to really just kind of take over games and be the number 1 guy.
I'm curious just for you guys defensively. I know the shots haven't been falling, but your defense has kind of put you in control of all these games. What have you liked about the defense thus far through 7 games?
That has been solid. It's been consistent. It's been fun to play defense. I think for me, getting stops and pushing and getting transition threes and layups is always fun, where we don't have to come down and run sets and run plays. Again, today, I think we got a lot of great looks from 3 and just missed them. But once those fall, I think, it'll be even better.
It's felt like thus far Jordan's done a little bit better job getting in passing lanes. I think he had a couple deflections tonight. What have you seen from him on that end that maybe you didn't see in the first couple of years with him?
I think just going out there and playing, being intuitive. I feel like maybe the last couple of years he was just thinking about what he wanted to do right instead of just going out there and playing and using instinct. And I think he's been doing a pretty good job of that on the defensive end, offensively, just being him, but also making the extra pass, making better plays for other people.
Hey, Jrue, I asked Bud what stood out to him the most about Giannis's strong start, and he mentioned his unselfishness and his heart. How has that part of Giannis's game stood out to you to start the year?
I mean, we go as he goes. So we know there's times where he can go for 40, 50 every game, but I think by him getting everybody else involved, doing dribble handoffs and getting people in screen and rolls and getting it back to him and making plays like that, the energy of the ball just moves a lot better. And again, we know he can get to the basket and he can get to the free throw line, but I think when he gets everybody involved, that's kind of what sets him apart from everybody else.
I think Grayson said the other night that this year has kind of just felt like a continuation, kind of coming off last year. Have you felt that, and do you think that maybe is helped lead to you guys starting off as well as you have?
For sure, it's a good feeling. Again, having so many guys come back and so many guys take this offseason really seriously, kind of felt like our mission isn't over. So I feel like we've come in locked in. Again, it helps that everybody likes each other and we all get along. But I think on the court, man, our chemistry has always been there, and I still don't think we're playing our best basketball.
Hey, Jrue, coach said that, this fast start, a lot of different guys have really been able to get on the court and mix things up. So in terms of just Marjon, I think 16 minutes for him tonight. Just what have you seen from his hustle just to get to the basketball and what he's contributed so far for you guys?
Yeah, love Chant. He plays confidently. I think right when he came in, he had open 3 and lined it up. He missed it, but it was a great shot. He plays with heart. And he plays with great energy. So I think getting him out there more, getting him to play, on the court with Giannis and me and really getting minutes is just going to help him improve. But he has a real smooth, tight game, and he's hungry. He wants to be a really great player. So it's good to feel that from a young guy.
You mentioned your love for Jevon. Just when he's getting into guys full court, harassing ball handlers, how contagious is that just for the rest of the defense? You see 17 steals tonight.
Right. I mean, it's usually me, right? It's usually me hounding them and doing whatever, but I get juiced seeing somebody else do it. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna lock in. him picking up full, I'm gonna do the same thing. Try to pick up full and try to get deflections, try to just swarm and be everywhere. Definitely starts with him just being as aggressive as possible. He probably should have had 2 more steals tonight, but I think they called him fouls.
Is there a momentum in win streaks like this, Jrue, or is the momentum the start of the next game? You know what I mean? Like, does it feel like you can build off of each and keep whatever it is you've got going?
Yeah, I think it's mental, or some of it's mental. I think knowing that through a winning streak, you don't always win pretty. I think that sometimes you make mistakes and you still come out with the outcome that you want. And I feel like that builds confidence, knowing that you can go into any game and really feel like you can win any game any type of way. So I definitely think it builds confidence and has momentum.
Does it, for a team, I mean, this core has won a championship, and those that haven't have been doing this for so long and been part of an Eastern Conference Finals team before you got here. Is winning, do you kind of look at it as hey, if we win 10 or 12 or 13 or 14 early, what it could do for you in April, May? You know what I mean? Like, because a win now means as much as it does, in March. I don't know. Can you think that way? That it can
Nah, I haven't thought of that. I think that you kind of got to be in the space that you're in now. If you want to be completely honest, I haven't even thought about March. Still early. Still, we don't feel like we're playing our best basketball, and it's just about being consistent, building good habits, building those relationships on the court. Even though we have a lot, by March we want to be, peaking and getting to where we want to be. But honestly, I think you take it day by day, game by game, and through the wins and the losses, you can learn from each of them. All right.